just how good can a £20 flanger actually be? I've been looking for a flanger, an analog flanger, for a wee while now. It's not something that I wanted to spend a huge amount of money on. I don't use flanger a great deal, but I like to have it on the board just as an option to have there to add a wee bit of texture to certain sounds. I've currently got the Wampler Terraform on my board, which is obviously a digital multi-effects for modulation. Does a superb job, various different modulations. It's got a flanger on there, which is probably one of the best digital flangers I've ever heard. It's a really hard effect to get right digitally, I think. That and also phaser seem to be particularly hard, I think, to get digitally. The analog ones seem to have a certain sound to them. I don't know what it is. There's just a kind of warmth to it. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but it's the only way I can describe it. So I thought I've already got an analog phaser on there, and I really wanted a flanger just to have that option there as well. So I had a wee quick look on Amazon and came across this wee fella here. It's made by a company called Amusik, Amusik. Upon doing a wee bit of research, I think this is basically just a copy of the Donner ones that you get. Donner. It's a different design that's on the Donner ones, but everything else seems to be exactly the same. I'm guessing it comes from the same place in China. I heard a couple of demos of the Donner ones, sounded not too bad. So £20, I took a chance on it, and I'm hoping that it's going to be quite a good flanger, or at least good enough for my needs on the board. As I say, I don't use it an awful lot, but the demos that I've heard, that actually sounds really decent, and it's just a matter of setting it in the right place where it does sound actually good. So let's plug it in. I'll go through some sounds, try it out, and I'll let you know what I think after it, and you can let me know what you think of it. But for £20, it's worth a try. You know, if it doesn't work out, I've only wasted £20. I can always sell it if I want, or I can just keep it lying around or give it away, whatever. But yeah, let's plug it in and see how it sounds. don't know about you, but I actually think this wee guy actually sounds really pretty good. It's got some extreme settings on there where you can get the really obvious whoosh, which is not a sound I particularly go after. But for some people to get that sort of jet sound, you know, as an effect, maybe at the start of a song or in a certain part of a song, you know, it can work really well. I find these settings here give just a nice, if you can see that there, give just a nice sort of subtle but obvious enough flanging effect just to sit in the background there, which is a nice texture to use maybe when you're doing wee sort of palm muting things and that, you know, or just some light chords. But actually works really well with Drive as well, although I do suggest putting it before Drive. It seems to work better before Drive, I would say anyway. The filter switch on there, I prefer it on just the normal. The filter switch seems to be something else. It's just a kind of different flavour really. It might come in useful. I prefer it just on the normal flange setting. I'll probably leave it on that setting and forget it, unless I'm really looking to do something really obvious with the flanger. That's what I'll have. And it'll be nice to use for kind of wee soft lead lines and things like that, or as I say, just light chords just to add a bit of texture. I'll use it in a wet dry setup, which is I'll have the effects going to one amp and the other amp will be dry, and for me that just adds a bit more clarity. I actually have the effects going to two different amps, but that's a different discussion. But anyway, a wet dry setup for £20, I don't think you can go wrong with that. And genuinely, I've tried other analog flangers, and I don't see a great deal of. I mean, you can go probably a bit more extreme with this as you can do with some other analog ones that you maybe pay a bit more money for. But if you get it set right, you know, I don't see a great, and I put it up against, I've not put it in the video, but I put it up against the Wampler Terraform digital one, and I actually do prefer this. They're slightly different, but I do prefer this one. So for an analog flanger, £20 off Amazon, I really don't think you can go wrong. And if you don't like it, as I say, it's only £20, but for me, it'll do the job perfectly. It'll go on my board, and as I say, I'll leave it in that setting and forget about it, and that'll do me nicely. So there you go, £20 flanger from Amazon. Good enough for me. Catch you later.